What's up everybody, Jake here at DmaxStore, and July is almost over. So let's get into what's going on at DmaxStore and get you guys back with a monthly update. So far we've added a ton of new parts this month, and one of my favorites is gonna be this brand new FICM. Yeah, not reused, not remanned, not refurbished, none of that. This is a brand new FICM from Atlas. So this is gonna be a great solution for you LB7 and LLY owners. No more having to search through junkyards or anything like that to get your truck running again. And then we also added the LB7 cast iron cylinder heads. These are gonna be a heavy duty cylinder head. They're gonna be about 80 pounds heavier than the factory aluminum, but if you're really pushing your truck to the limit, the cast iron cylinder heads are gonna be key in order to hold that power. We've also got the Banks Derringers with the iDash Pro for the 24 and 25 trucks that are on the Global B platform. So this is a much nicer gauge unit. It's still that small gauge pod like the older Banks iDash is, but it's got a high resolution screen, more features, Bluetooth capabilities, a bunch more cool features for you guys. So if you want to tune your truck, get a high output Derringer on your 24, 25 Duramax, check it out on DmaxStore.com. Another little trinket we've added from WCFab. They're always good at coming up with these little things, but the billet antenna for the 2020 and up GM HD trucks, we just added those. So now you can get rid of that tall, ugly antenna and replace it with a fancy billet one that's made right here in the USA. Since there's been such a high demand on crankshafts, we actually found the LB7 LLY GM crankshafts. If you guys are needing to build your LB7 or LLY, we've got a crankshaft for you that you can use, and it'll be readily available. So if you're needing to build your engine and you're waiting on the Cali's crankshaft still, we've got you covered. So last month we added a bunch of new upper control arm options. The billet ones from Fox, the Kryptonite ones finally dropped, so that's super cool to see all that stuff out. But we realized that we needed some nuts and bolts for that. So we got the upper control arm hardware that are going to bolt that to the frame. So if you need to get replacements, if your truck's getting a little bit up there in mileage, you possibly stripped out your nuts and bolts, it's always a good idea to kind of throw new ones in there when you're changing out your upper control arms. So we've got those now options on the website and as a standalone product. So if you need to replace those, go and check that one out at DmaxStore.com. We've heard you guys are asking for these Mishimoto trans coolers, and if you really want to upgrade, especially your LML, L5P trucks, the Mishimoto trans cooler is a much larger surface area than the factory one, and will keep those trans temps down. And Fleece is added again with some more pigtails. Their electronics department is going crazy and adding new parts every month. So this month we've got LB7 injector harness pigtails. So if you need to get something working for your truck, those old 20, 25-year-old injector harnesses now, they do need to be replaced most likely. So Fleece has a nice high quality replacement that's going to last a long time. And one of my favorites from Duramax here, we've got the Stealth Mach 1 and Mach 2 turbo that's going to be available for all your VVT trucks now. So we just added the ones for the LLY, LBZ, and LMM. So that's 04.5 to 10 Duramax with the VVT turbos. We've now added an upgrade from Duramax to that's the Mach 1 and Mach 2 turbo. So they're going to be a huge increase in power capability, and they're going to sound a whole lot better than your factory turbo. And let me tell you, these things are loud. So if you want your truck to sound cool, check out the Duramax Tuner Stealth Mach 1 and Mach 2 turbos. And how can I forget, we've got a ton of new hats for DmaxStore. So we've got our classic D-Star logo on these hats. This is the one curved bill with the white D-Star and black. These are super nice, super comfortable snapback trucker style hats. We've got flat bill, we've got curved bill, we even added pink for the ladies. So if you're one who wants to rep DmaxStore, we've now got options for you. We also did add a camo colorway, we added an olive green colorway, and we added the red D-Star with the curved bill too. So now we should have pretty much all the styles covered. If you guys want some more apparel from us, go ahead and let us know down in the comments what you're looking for. But we sure do have a whole lot more to come. We're working on a handful of new designs that are going to be coming out in the next couple months for you. And that just about wraps up everything for new products added to the website in July. July came and went super fast, and we have been hard at work working on our Duramax swapped boat. So Eric has been pushing through the night hours to get this thing completed. He finally finished the exhaust, so we added a cutout switch on the side. So now there's a huge hole right in the side of the boat, and at the flip of a switch, you can change that exhaust to go shooting straight out the side. This is a super cool option, so now actually be able to tell that it's a Duramax powered boat, and it's not just going out the transom like it was before. So it was really quiet when I've surfed behind it in the past. Can't really tell it's a diesel. I mean, it's just smooth, it's quiet, and now I'll be able to show off on the lake that we have a Duramax powered boat, and just show the uniqueness of this Mashcraft X80. With every single day, we're getting closer and closer to getting completed on this, but right now, we're working on the gauges. So this is a custom gauge bezel that's going to be fabbed up and laser welded. We're using a laser welder for the first time on this project just to kind of see how that's going to work out. and this is going to be custom fit for 3 autometer gauges. So you're going to have RPM, GPS speed, and then an EGT. So it's going to be a super cool, really nice layout. This is going to be way different than the factory one, and they're going to powder coat this to kind of match the interior, and this is going to take this boat to the next level of custom. Also getting the JL audio fully tuned in and dialed in, so it's going to be crystal clear when you're out on the water listening to music when you're behind the boat or just chilling on the boat. And behind us you can see a DmaxStore Square. This is our 87 square body Chevy that we swapped an LB7 Duramax into. We also put it on a 2006 cabin chassis GM frame and then swapped on some Ford axles onto that. So this thing is pretty much has no stock parts on it, and it now needs some maintenance. So we did an oil change, fix up a couple things, a couple rattles, change the air dog filters, and just want to make sure that it stays running right for years to come. So this is an awesome truck just for kind of cruising around town and having a good time in. And I mean, let me tell you, this truck turns heads when you're driving around, especially when you get on the throttle and you can hear the exhaust. And before we wrap up, let's have a quick industry update. So as many of you have probably heard about this new Congress bill that you guys should be aware of. In late June, the Fuel Emissions Freedom Act was introduced by Congress. If this bill passes, it would repeal both federal and state level vehicle emissions and fuel economy standards. So this includes the EPA's California regulations from CARB. The goal? Eliminate conflicting rules, lower manufacturing costs, and restore regulatory clarity. So obviously you guys all know there's different rules in every single state. It doesn't always make sense. There's no clear way to get a CARB number. It's just really confusing, and nobody in the diesel industry likes it. So this bill could have massive implications for Duramax owners, especially for those of us building and tuning these Duramaxes for performance. We'll keep a close eye on this and let you guys know further down the line if we need to do a deep dive into this bill and let you guys know what's going on with the government to hopefully repeal some of those ridiculous laws and get the diesel truck industry rolling again. And as always, for all things Duramax, head over to DmaxStore.com and we'll help you guys out. We've got our all-new blog section that has been completely revised, so we've got tons of information for Duramax owners. We've got tons more to come. If you guys got any ideas or have any questions about something on your Duramax, go ahead and let us know. We can help you out directly, or we can even write a blog on it and go take a deep dive into that info. So go ahead and catch us on DmaxStore.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.